Hello and welcome back to Evo India. Welcome back to our EICMA 2025 coverage, and we're now talking about Hero MotoCorp, who's had a barrage of unveils at the show. Now, kicking things off is Novus. Now, this is a new arm of the Vida department, which is its electric department, and it's a whole new approach towards personal mobility. Hero has very briefly touched upon three new concepts under this Novus umbrella. It's Next 1, Next 2, and Next 3. Now, Next 1 is essentially like a portable backpack which transforms into a scooter, something that will be very handy at airports, shopping malls, and stuff like that. Next 2 is a self-balancing trike, a three-wheeler, two wheels at the front, one at the rear. Now, this again is supposed to blend the thrill of a motorcycle with the practicality of a trike with all of its self-balancing technology, and of course, a scooter as well. Now, Next 3 is a sort of a quarter SUV, a very compact car. It's four wheels, but basically enough place for one or two people in the car. Again, no specs have been unveiled. You have brief snippets of it on your screen right now. Now, that is Novus. Now, moving back to Vida, now they have showcased two new concepts under the Vida umbrella as well. One is the concept Ubex. Now, upon looking at the motorcycle, it looks a lot like a supermoto motorcycle. It's meant for both on and off-road riding. It's neither fully towards off-road riding, neither fully towards on-road riding. Again, we don't have any specs, but this is just again a future of what mobility could be from Hero's point of view. Very interesting looking thing. More specs, hopefully whenever we get them we will be able to share with you. Then there was the Hero project VXZ. Now this VXZ means Vida and Zero Motorcycles, so it's a collaborative effort between the two companies, and again it should be a precursor to what we can expect in terms of electric performance motorcycling. No facts, no specs have been unveiled. What I can tell you is it looks very interesting. Now, coming back to Vida from a more production point of view, if you remember, there was this one small MX motorcycle for kids, a modular one that would expand basis your kids' growing cycle. So essentially this is a small off-road electric dirt bike which can be used for kids aged between 4 to 10 years, and the whole point behind this is that the bike, it will grow with the child. So it's fully modular. The wheelbase can change, the rider triangle can change. So essentially if your kid is between 4 and 10 years old, this will last that. So it's effectively very nice as a concept because you don't need to keep buying a new dirt bike as your kid is growing. This is something that will last you for quite some time. Now, how this actually is something that we're really interested in finding out, and I'm assuming that we'll be able to do that fairly soon because Hero has started registering interest for this product, so you can essentially go and pre-book this in India and abroad as well. Now, that was the Dirt.e K3. Like I said, you can reserve your interest for one right now. Now, Dirt.e MX7 is essentially an adult MX off-road dirt trial bike. Now, this looks very promising. Carbon fiber chassis. It should be very light to offset the weight of a heavy battery. Now, this should also have some pretty advanced cutting-edge tech. The chassis and the components from the suspension to the brakes all look pretty fancy, but we don't have the specs yet. Unlike the Dirt.e K3, this is not something you can book just yet, but a very promising concept nonetheless. Now, on to more tangible stuff. Hero has finally unveiled a Dakar edition of the Xpulse 210, and no, this is not just a livery with Ross Brown's signature. This is finally a more hardcore version of the Xpulse 210 with a rally kit. So there is longer travel suspension, adjustable suspension. I'll just tell you what the specs are right now. Now, you have 270 mm of ground clearance, and that comes because the suspension now has 280 mm of travel. It is also adjustable, just like it was with the Hero Xpulse 200. You also get more knobbly tires, and it is also now in Euro 5 compliance. It's the same engine as before, so the same sort of performance, but now with that extra breadth of ability courtesy of the rally kit. And finally, we have the Hunk 440 SX. Now, those who don't know, the Hunk 440 is essentially what the Maverick was in India, but this SX is a new scrambler sort of motorcycle has been unveiled. It's essentially using the same guts of the 440, but it looks very different. Its styling is a lot more radical. It's not this beautiful flowing retro roadster anymore. It's more a retro scrambler sort of thing that is very clearly distinguishable from the 18-inch wheels at the front and the rear. You have that nice upswept twin exhaust system. Now, at the design of that, I'm not fully convinced with. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. You have longer travel suspension, and now this motorcycle also gets ride-by-wire technology. With that comes ride modes and also traction control. Apart from that, the headlight unit is fairly similar. The tires also look more on the dual purpose side rather than on the road focus side. You have largely the same frame as before, but it has been altered with slightly longer travel suspension, 18-inch wheels at the front and the rear. The design for the rims are very different as well. You also have a new tail light setup. The seat also looks quite different. Again, a very interesting motorcycle. Now, whether or not this will come to India remains to be seen, because the Maverick 440, as you all know, has been discontinued in India. We only get the Harley Davidson X440. Will the Harley Davidson get this SX treatment as well with the 440 SX, something along those lines? Well, only time will tell. But that's been it from the Hero stall at EICMA. Really interesting stuff. They're working on some real cutting edge radical concepts. How much of that will materialize, we don't know. What we do know is that Hero does materialize a lot of their concepts. So if some of these concepts come to reality, that will be very exciting. Which one of these do you like the most? Let us know in the comment section down below.